So good water today. Lovely. I think that one of the biggest problems for any diver is their ears. Why? Because it's a kind of one of the really sensitive piece of your body. Whenever people come for diving, that's one of the most common problem they have. If it's happening after the break, and just because they are stressed about the first dive after the break, they sometimes skip this moment when it's already kind of uncomfortable for the ears, and then trying to equalize them forcefully finally got the problem. And in some situations they have to cancel diving. I get this problem on almost every single course with the students, because they are not that good on the buoyancy, and sometimes their priority is another things, either equalization, and that's why they got this problem. Another thing is also that people from the places where they're heating houses during the winter time, and the air inside these places is really dry, or they got the cold back home and then they're coming for the diving course and they just simply cannot equalize at all. The question is how to prepare yourself for comfortable diving and a comfortable equalization. And another thing is what to do if you already got the problem. The people sometimes are afraid that if they got the cold, they will not be able to dive. From experience, I can tell you that you can dive even with a cold. The only thing you have to do is to rinse the air spaces or sinuses. And how you can do it, it's just really simple. You just go in the water and you inhale through the nose. You swallow this water into the nose, and then you just quickly exhale. So rinse your nose like this. Inhale through the nose and then close one nostril, so to increase a little bit of pressure, and then get the water out. So you swallow it in here, so it's clearing out all these air spaces. Do it 3-4 times and your sinuses will be clear. And after diving, don't forget to rinse your ears with the water, with the fresh water. Because, like for example today, there is a current brought us a lot of treasure, and make sure all this stuff doesn't get in your ears. Because all this, it can create some infection. You have to be really careful, don't increase too much, because if something is blocked and you finally increase the inner pressure too much, then you can damage sinuses as well. But definitely, like, did you know that the Tibetan monks doing it every single morning? For meditation you need a lot of oxygen. It's all based on the breathing, and so they rinsing their sinuses every single morning. So you just take a water, add some salt, and with this solution you just rinse your sinuses. It's not really comfortable and it's disgusting, and you can do it just before the dive, before descent, so you clear out your sinuses and go down. There was one time when I had a group and I got a cold. I wasn't able to equalize, so what I did, I took a bucket with the salt water and I just swallowed the water in, clearing it out. It really helps. If it becomes blocked while you are underwater, so then again, let the water into the mask, swallow again, rinse it out, and you can equalize again. It needs a little bit of practice, but it really works. That's about sinuses here. But what about the ears? If accidentally you've been equalizing forcefully and you already got the problems with your ears, because the air drum normal position in this, it's like a straight. So basically if the moment is too big for the air drum, so it becomes swallow. The swallow is not only the air drum because it's a muscle, but it's also the channel becomes smaller and it becomes really hard to equalize. So that's why what you can do is you can just take simply the special liquid which is called myramistine. So basically what this medicine is doing is just making the channel relax. It's taking off all the swollen parts, so it's like relaxing the muscle and preventing any infections. This one is like a water. You just spray it into the air and it works perfectly. If you don't have any special medicine and after the dive you feel it kind of becomes blocked, your air becomes blocked and it's kind of painful when you touch it, the one really simple thing you can do, and you can get this everywhere, so it's just you just buy the vinegar, 3% vinegar, what you can get in all the Asia. You mix it 1-to-1 with alcohol. Alcohol we can get here is about 70%. If you will use the pure alcohol, you can actually burn the inner side of your outer ear, but so don't do it. Mix 1-to-1, spray in your ear and everything will be okay. And that's simply how you can prevent any problems or fix the problems with your ears. A lot of people quitting their diving careers just because of the ears. Because just imagine when you're diving with your students, they didn't develop their buoyancy yet, so they're going up and down like a cardiogram and the instructor is following the students. Sometimes student is going down too fast and you're catching your student, and finally because you have to hold your student, then you cannot equalize. Or for example, you have two students discover scuba diving, both of them don't know what to do with their buoyancy, so that's why you're holding them. You have only two hands, you are not Shiva, so that's why you're holding them. They're going down, you're trying to keep them on the same level, but they're still going down, and then how you're going to equalize. And sometimes we going down and it's too much stretch for your air drum, and finally it becomes blocked, painful, and it's a big trouble for all of us. And finally we are kicked out of diving for a week because we cannot go in the water because we're using some antibiotics. If you're using already antibiotics, you cannot use them all the time. So that's why for me is really important is to do prophylactics. With the time your air drum of course becomes more flexible just because it's all the time affected by the pressure, but it takes a time. That's a little advice from someone who been diving for 18 years already. And I remember my first course, I got the really big problems during my open water diver course. I wasn't able to dive deeper than 10 meters just because I wasn't able to equalize. I don't know, it's so frustrating. It's so, you know it, right? So everyone who's diving knows it, how frustrating it can be that your ears are blocked, you cannot hear anything, same time you cannot dive, you cannot go even in a water for swimming just because you risk to get the water into your ear. Okay, you can use that plugs, but simply because of the ears, all your holidays can be ruined, right? So better to stay from these feelings away. My workplace for tonight. Episode 202 is on the way. That's our evening beach life. Alright, thank you very much for watching. Subscribe, follow, and see you tomorrow again. Bye.